Hi y'all. I know that I promised that I would be making more videos, and I'm so exhausted. Your girl, oh, my salad's still over there. Your girl's not even gonna put on makeup. And I'm half attempted to eat during this, but I'll try to keep it brief. One of the issues that I want to talk about with IVF that a lot of people do not understand, or a lot of women do not understand, is the selection choice for donor eggs. And donor eggs doesn't necessarily mean, okay, and donor eggs doesn't necessarily mean that a woman is too old. Am I gonna sneeze? My allergies have been really bad. That's another reason why I don't care. A woman is too old to generate healthy eggs. It means that at some point of her life, for myself example, by the time I was 32, it was estimated that I had already depleted through most of my eggs due to endometriosis. And there are women in their 20s that have had to use donor eggs because their body just doesn't produce it, or they had a limited egg reserve in the first place, or maybe they just flooded out. I don't know about the flooded out part, so don't quote me on that. Anyways, now I'm hot. Oh, Jesus Christ. But anyways, back to my point. My point is that donor eggs for women of color, it is such a very, very difficult journey. So I'm going to recommend that the moment you think that you might want to use a donor egg, you start hunting then. Even if you don't execute it, just start hunting then. Because for Asian women, you have it the roughest. You have like 1 in every 100 to 150 is Asian. And that is including Pacific Islander, and then even South Central Asians, such as, Indian or Pakistani, or Pakistan. Yeah, that's going to be really rare. It's just going to be mostly based on the demographics of where you live, or your ability to travel. I'm just going to be frank with that. And I'll explain why I know a little bit about that in a moment. The other half of that is 1 in like 75 is African American or Afro Latino. And that's a rough one too. And if you want mixed, just almost like increase that for a mixed Black female, such as biracial or something like that. That's like 1 in 100. That's really hard to do too. And then behind that is Latina, Hispanic, especially Afro. Not like traditional European, such as Spanish or Italian, but like Mexican or Guatemalan or Venezuelan, those are very hard resources or women to find to help you. And a lot of people have resorted to finding them themselves and creating contracts, which I do not recommend because it's very, very expensive and very, very difficult. The issue is that you have to get a lawyer involved for that. And a lawyer for fertility, or heck, it was almost still cheaper though to get a lawyer for fertility than it is to get a lawyer to adopt a newborn from someone else. And your odds from adopting a newborn from somebody else, even though you put that money in a lawyer, are still relatively risky compared to speaking to somebody about donating eggs and getting a lawyer involved. So I just wanted to bring that to people's attention. I have some theories on that from being involved in both the Asian community and the African American community and the Latino community. I have some theories about that. And part of that, I'll list some of them, is religion, historical relations, and just taboo. So let's first start with religion. Some religions are just seen as very strict on body adjustment, body imposing, surgical procedures, all that. I'm not going to call them out because there's too many, be it from Christianity to Islam. There's just too many in between that. And you can go down that road with me, but I promise, you won't win. If you want to try to argue against that or say, oh, it's only one side, I promise you won't win on that one. The other one is history. Black women have a history, and even Latino women and Black women have a history of being forced sterilized in this country. Because of that, our family members and forefathers have been very hesitant to go to doctors' offices. Think about that. Think about the forced sterilization that happened all the way up until the 1980s. Think about the way that women have been used as test dummies for white women surgical procedures and needs. So, Black women, sorry, my battery warning came on. Black women have a little bit of a stigma of going in to the doctor and having them look at her stuff and trusting that what they're saying is going to be done is only what's going to be done. So there's that. And then there's also, religion that plays a part in that, and also cultural taboo, as well as with Islam, as well as with some Asian cultures. And with that, it's bloodlines. It has to do with bloodlines. So I know some cultures in Asia and the Middle East that really do not like the concept of adopting even, and that is because they want their heritage or their, and when I say heritage, I mean financial, real estate, their financial aspects to be in the bloodline. I'm not saying all Asians are like that, because we know for a fact that Asian embryo donor does happen. What I'm saying is that the ratio is just reduced. That's all. I'm just saying it's reduced. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because it happens in Korea, it happens in Thailand, where it's much, much cheaper to do this shit. Pardon. But the ratio here in the United States especially is much lower. Also, when you go to look for donors, especially Asian, I have found some sites that are well known try to charge a surplus or a bonus fee for Asian embryos or Asian eggs. Ooh, my nails. Okay. So I'm just letting you know, that's something you have to do a cost analysis for, because you don't know how much your total cost is going to be at the end of some of the stuff because of all these hidden fees. And we know that some fertility clinics take advantage of women in the first place. And there's some distrust out there, which there should be. You should always be skeptical. You should always question. You should always challenge. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying don't try. I'm just saying be careful. Have an alliance to help you through that. Network, for example, or Facebook groups and whatnot, and understand that you may have to settle or adjust. For example, maybe there's more Filipino or Island Pacific women that are in the game to donate, who are willing to do that, versus traditional East Asian Pacific or South Central Asia, okay, or South Asia. I won't forget you. So that's just my tip. Those are some of the things that I've encountered on my journey. Why do I know about Asian eggs? Because honestly, as a Black woman who is Black mixed, I personally, because my husband's ethnicity, if I could not find a Black mixed woman, I would have gone to his ethnicity, which is Korean. Only because I have other Koreans in my family My family is very familiar with the culture already. So it's not like, and I have the resources to make sure my child has a strong identity and confidence in who or what they are. That's why. If I don't have the resources to nurture that child's identity, which I have suffered through in my life, I would not necessarily want to put a child through that. I'm not saying that you can't create it. I'm just saying that if I already have the tool belt for it, I can pick up and run a lot faster than researching, going, And I will also say this, women who do go outside their race completely and their network completely, who do it, God bless you. God bless you, because you deserve to be a mom. You deserve your family however you want your family to be. There's no judgment on that, none whatsoever. And everyone deserves the chance to have their dreams, be it no kids at all or adoption, whatever. You deserve it. You deserve it. So that's my little tidbit of info. Not necessarily an opinion, because you can kind of look some of the stuff up, but partial opinion, partial real data, and that I wanted to share with you. And hopefully you women out there, I pray, do a rain dance, a light essence. I will sacrifice a chicken for dinner. I will, whatever you need me to do that doesn't cause harm to others. I want you to be happy. I want you to have what makes you happy, because it is something that I've suffered through. And even when I wasn't getting pregnant, it made me happy that other people were, because the joy that they felt meant something to me. So that's all I have to say. Yes, I'm not feeling my hottest. Allergies are kicking my butt. My hips feel like they're being pulled apart. My gums hurt. My boobs hurt. And I love it. 24/7, I love it. So that's all I wanted to say to you guys. And I wish you the best of luck. I really do. Bye.